Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Paint Along with Red. So this time we're going to try and show you how to achieve blur, focus using just little adjustments of the tool. So let's go ahead and proceed with this traced image that I've loaded, and you can load any images you so wish. So this is our traced image, and when you go down, this is our empty canvas. So if we go midway, we can actually work with the traced image in our canvas, so we can see both at the same time. So let's have a good look at this image. You can see this little kitten has the foreground, its face, head, and one of its paws in full focus, whereas the rest are blurred or behind, out of focus. And the trick is to achieve somewhat this effect. And you can see the tree trunk here as well. Some of it's closer is in focus and the rest is out of focus. So this gives an illusion of depth, and we can try and achieve that in this drawing. So a few tips. If you open up, so let's pick a brush tool first. Let's pick haze tool. I haven't used that for a long time. And put the density and hardness halfway. And let's pick this. Let's pick that color of that kitten, which is somewhat brownish yellow. So have a look, and you'll see what I'm trying to achieve. This. So let's say that was the back, the out of focus image. Now let's go to density hardness, so you can see right away what I'm trying to achieve there. By adjusting the hardness density, we can achieve this focus level. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just okay, so let's get an eraser, that out the way. So we got the haze light, and let's go ahead and get started. First, try and do the outline, which is what I always prefer, and see if the outline is good. Yep, that works well. Okay, so I go halfway, and because I'm going to use a density that, I don't want to use the hard density settings for the outline of the other, although you can just go over it and it will overlap. So let's just go ahead and do the main features. We have the kitten here, the eyes, the ears, and this is its front paw, the rear paw, this is body. You can see it's all blurred at the back. So let's see what that looks like. Ooh, you can hardly make out what I'm doing, but so I would probably want to increase that. So let me increase the color a little bit. Okay, and let's just go quickly over it again. So don't think it's a waste repeating, because you're always learning something when you're drawing. You are looking for new features. You're thinking, well, how am I going to do this? How now I see these whiskers, which I wasn't paying attention before. So now I'm thinking how I'm going to do that. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, a little bit better, and hopefully you can see a little bit more of that image. Here it is again. Okay, so let's start off with the back, the back main body of the kitten, which is at the outer focus, the back. So we could use the color picker and pick certain color that we want to use. So let's go for that, and then let's see if we have the it's a little bit too harsh for me, so I'm going to introduce the color tone and then okay, so we know what that, okay. So we have that, that's two. So you can obviously use lighter however you feel there, once you've got the colors. Okay, so we've done that, and let's keep looking at the, so we have focus, out of focus around here where I'm drawing now, and just let me just draw the shape here, and don't worry about doing the same hazy on that on the front, because we're going to actually add to it and make it more bolder. So there's a red around the ears, shows how young this kitten is. Okay, so just filling it in now, very broad strokes and fast strokes, nothing spectacular. Let's see what that looks like. Yep. So now what we can do is, since those eyes are really prominent, let me just go straight for that, use that as the main reference point for the actual hard tone value for the focused shots, you know, the focused face. So let me pick a color for this little one, and I think that looks good. Oops, let's pick a color. Okay, I think that looks good. So let's just draw the eyes. Make sure you have the right, because that was too big, so obviously. So if you look at it, then I could probably, it's not as dense as I would like. So let's increase the density, okay? Just the eyes, so just the eyes placement, not too worried about anything else. Okay, so we have that. And do we have any other colors that are similar? Yeah, maybe just add a dab or two here. Here's the reference here. And then I can see I've got a bit of grey going on here. So let me take the opportunity of, while I'm in this color, to keep creating that shape there. Okay, let's see where we are. So, okay, so we've got that now. Now you notice that this tone value is a little bit higher than the one at the back, but not quite as much as what we need for the focus. So I don't want to go straight away and make it very high tonal value, give it a high tonal value. So I'm just going to continue to create the features that resembles the kitten. So let me go ahead and pick these colors that cats usually have. this dark color you can see here. Here I'm gonna get the color picker again, get that color, and then let's see. So remember where I have the density and hardness, okay? I can increase that with the hardness. I'm just going sparingly, not too much. Then, because it's more detailed, I've gone down in brush size. So I'm not too worried about the colors again. Okay, so we can see here the colors here. So I'm just adding. I can always go back and add the other colors, you know. So if we go there, we've got that nice little tinge here, which I could go here and adjust it. So that's what I'll do. Go here. And yep, to give it the 3D. And that. Okay, so now I got that. Is there any colors that I could potentially go here? Yep, that's here. Let's just go over here. And then just around here, not too much around the edge. And this brown, you could say is this trunk, because it's quite in focus and sharp. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so it's not bad coming together. And then let's get those nice tinge red, the red tinge here. Let's pick that nice red tinge. And then just do this will create the shape of the see the shape of that, and then of course its nose somewhat red. Okay, so yeah, that's looking good. And then okay, so as you can see, that's taking some shape. There's no other red I can see at the moment. Now let's do this trunk, and the reason I want to do this trunk is that I want to see how these brush tools with the correct settings appear, and then I can apply the similar settings to the face. So what I'm doing directly in here to the tree will indirectly give me some ideas as to how to shape the face of the kitten much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the trunk. So the tree trunk, let's pick that. So let's pick this color. Yep, so we know that it's pretty dark here. So again, in here, if you look at it, it's quite dense, and we could quite easily increase density and hardness and that. Yep. So this gives it like it's in the foreground with sharp focus. Increase the brush size a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have a little bit of the brownish tinge with a lower setting. We could go for that brownish tinge, which is that, I would say. Let's try that. Again, I think I can go higher with this. So again, using random strokes here, and then let's see. So we got some lightness and there's some dark grey going on here. Let's see if we have the dark grey. Yep. So let's go there. Okay, and then remember the dark grey disappears into a more blurred, so we don't want to lose that. Let's put a little bit more effects on the trunk. We could vary the dark grey, if you see what I mean here, you see? So by using the colors, not just the art, I can actually take it back and give it a distant effect. And now if I go on the white and reduce that a little bit, can achieve that sort of the trunk, the edge of the trunk here, and even go the other way and add some black. Okay. Okay, so now you can see there's some sort of highlight, not quite subtle, but fair highlight of the focus here. So let's go ahead now and use what we've learned into the kitten's face here. So let's go there. So we got that dark. Remember, we got that dark already. Let's really punch out these eyes. So again, this is quite delicate, thin, and quite high. Let's go here. Okay. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's just not too bad, but this is probably not the ideal brush tool to use, so we probably need to change the brush. Let's change the brush to a little darker, yeah, gland patch. So yeah, so here you can see it's more refined. Let's go here. Yeah, but it's quite dark now. Now that I've changed the, let's go out of that. Okay, so we could probably bring the density hardness down. Okay, so let's see what it looks. That's not too bad, and we can continue on that and see how that great build up that eyes there. Okay, see, so Now we're getting somewhere. Now this brush tool is actually working out quite nicely. So now we can do the nose, and we can use this brush tool. Go to the color picker, and let's see if we can find the nose. That was that red there. Let's see if we can really maybe take it a tad down. Okay. Okay, now we can easily pick the other browns as well, because this brush tool is actually working out to be quite nice for the forehand. So not for the fur for the kitten, and the reason for that is because this brush actually has more bristles, if you can think of it that way. Okay, so here, and then let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so we can probably bring it down a tad and work on this, because remember the strokes, I'm not, because I want to achieve the furry effect, as it were. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's coming together. So now we could try and achieve that brownish around the bottom of the kitten's face, around there. So let's pick that lighter color, maybe. Bit of that, and let's see what we can achieve with this. Yep. Maybe increase the density, tad. Yep. So you can see that now the other color that's appearing on the cat, I can actually work on it. So it's brown here around the nose, here around the edges. So give the face more definition. So let's go ahead. Okay, you can see here. Let's keep working at it. There's a little bit of yellow, which we'll come to a bit later, but I want to get that sort of light brownish yellow around the eyes and then on top of the nose. So let's try and get that color. Okay. I didn't think I picked that color before, so I'm going to use the color picker. Yep, that looks good. So let's work on that. Okay. Let's see what that appeal comes across. Let's see. Okay, it's not too bad, although you know the eyes needs defining, which I'm not too worried yet. Now you notice that it's got a little bit of the white the first, so the white in the paw, you can see at the top of the paw there's quite a bit of white. So let's pick that color using the color picker. Okay, and then just keep drawing that white. See where the white is, around there, around the ears, the very bright. Okay, around that part there. So we can go and do the whiskers at the end. It's not so necessary, but since the white background, you have to understand that I'm not able to achieve the effects because I didn't do the background. So this one now, let's work on the eyes now. The eyes are really important. So we have dark around. So let's pick the color tool we had earlier. Okay, now let's go over it. Okay, and then we had some dark here, around there, around there, and then we had a lighter dark tone in the middle, a dark, lighter dark grey. Let's put that there. Let's try and reduce it a little bit. Okay, and then we can select that white. Give the effect. And then we can do the rest of the brown. So let's just go and hit. Let's just go and just finish the cat's features. Okay. Yep. So it's got this little. I think what we're missing here is probably the chin that extends out here, and maybe a little bit of the paws, so we can draw the paws here. So let's do that. The paws. Let's go for that lighter tone and then bring that down. Yes, so it's coming up with more. It's really the whole kitten is stretching somewhat, so let's take that down and really define the body now. Yeah, use your more creativity. Okay, and then you could go, if it's missing sort of depth or length. Okay, so remember to take the same colors to the elsewhere in the image. So now to do some so you have that. Now we can go one level further and bring the eyes pop out, the nose, those little features. It's going to make a difference. So let's try and do that. So which means we have to go quite fairly high in density, and then we're going to pick some of the red here. Okay, you can see us right away the powerful effect it has, and then it has to be smaller as well. And then we have the brown. Let's pick that brown. Yep. So, and then remember that the white that we had. Let's go for that around the eyes. Now, so it's now so dense. So let's go for that. Increase that. So increase the size of that, and while I'm going around the eyes, you can see how it makes a difference. That so again we could go and really refine that black that we've been missing around the eyes. It's like you're doing any other drawing, nothing different. Okay. Okay, and then we could let's have a look at the pictures so we don't lose reference to it, and then add the brown here. So as you can see, it's quite harsh. So you can use like a hard pencil if you can call it that. Again, just keep going over it. You can see that this cat is actually having some features. That's more making it look like cat. So now perhaps we can probably do the whiskers. Let's do that whiskers. So the whiskers is all white, so we could just go straight ahead. And let's see where the whiskers are roughly. Yep, it's like there. So we haven't got it quite up there. Oops, not quite. So the nose looks a little bit lopsided. Okay, so we could bring the nose back a little bit. And okay, and then maybe bring that brown around it. So we have something that looks like a kitten, hopefully. And let's try and then maybe go for all right. All right, so there you have it. So it's not a bad attempt, but it's up to you what you think, and hopefully you can improve on this. And so until we meet again, thanks and bye bye.